Right. I'd like to thank everyone once again to come out and do my presentation and speech. Growing up in the 80s, I've often heard the future is technology. We were shown the future in Steven Spielberg's film Back to the Future Part 2. Although we are less than 5 years away from the future date in that film, I don't think we'll be seeing any hovercraft anytime soon. We've definitely seen in the past 20 years that the future is technology. The world today is built upon technology, and decisions are made in anticipation of future technologies. The future of wake radiology is technology. My colleagues, I am pleased to announce that the future is here today with the opening of our new IT data center. Wake Radiology, a private company, has formerly housed the bowels of this infrastructure in small and cramped and crowded bedrooms. And at times those accommodations were sufficient and adequate for our needs. As the business grew, so did the need to stay up to date and competitive with our competition. Doing this meant producing and implementing better technology. As we both feel, and especially in healthcare, you can have the best customer service in the world. But what patients are looking for, the one thing that can give you an edge is advancement in technology you possess as a business. We can't just simply make our living and offer great customer service and expect to complete. Patients want something advanced that they can be treated with. A doctor that amputates a limb with a hacksaw is not going to make it very far, no matter how great of a guy he is. The data center is our core. Pulling up an image or a report on a computer would be awfully hard without the systems within this data center working perfectly. Our new data center is a tier 2 data center. The tier rating system could be confused with the amount of tiers that could be shared in the event of an irreversible disaster. The tier rating that you have on a data center is the classification for your data center. It is expressed in 1 of 4 different tiers. So it's not that you would be sharing more tiers if you own a tier 4 data center as compared to a tier 1 data center. Each is extremely important to its clients and its data that it houses. The tier classification is a standard that describes the site level infrastructure topology required to sustain the data center operations. Our tier 2 data center is indicated by the following 5 bullet items according to the Uptime Institute. Tier 2 data center has redundant capacity components and a single non-redundant distribution bus serving the computer equipment. We must have 12 hours of on-site fuel capacity. Redundant capacity components can be removed from service on a planned basis without causing any of the computer equipment to be shut down, or removing distribution paths from the service for maintenance or other activities does require a shutdown of the computer equipment. And the 5th item is there should be sufficient permanently installed capacity to meet the needs of the site, and redundant components are removed from service for any reason. With over 100 pieces of equipment functioning in the data center alone, we support over 30 remote locations at a time, and capacity is critical. And the main function of this data center, we are now able to provide the best care possible that we can get to our patients and bring technologies that surpass anything that we've ever been a part of. CIO Ron Mitchell states, this new data center will provide a strong foundation for us to design and plan technologies paths that will allow us to focus on offering continually improving services to our patients physicians in hospitals. We're challenged. We're providing support in this data center. This data center is the heart of our company, but we are the brains. We must strive each and every day to provide uninterrupted application services to our technologists, radiologists. We strive each and every day so that they may be able to provide our patients the treatment that they deserve. We owe it to the community to be responsive and dedicated to our jobs as the keeper of the data center. There's a lot of critical data within the walls of this data center. Lives depend on the information that sits spinning on these disks. If we fail our jobs, we fail more than just ourselves, our co-workers, or our managers. We failed the elderly couple sitting in oncology waiting for treatment. We failed a woman in mammography waiting to hear the lump she found earlier this week is cancerous. We failed a Carolina Hurricanes player who needs an MRI on a knee before he jumps on a plane for Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Championship. We failed a child in pediatrics who's been sick for weeks now, waiting to find out if he has pneumonia or not, so that they can get the treatment that they need before the sickness turns into a frightening stay at the hospital. When we look at it in this perspective, we can see who we work for. If you don't know, I encourage you to go to oncology and sit at the reception desk and watch the patients check in. I encourage you to walk through pediatrics so you can see a 3-year-old with a cast or a boot on their little arm or leg. Or I encourage you to try replacing a keyboard or a mouse while a 6-month-old is getting an x-ray just feet down the hall, and that is all you can hear throughout the building. Some days we get up tired and moody and drag ourselves to this place. I can tell you I'd rather be on this side of the switches and equipment than on the other side of the equipment that these patch cables are connected to. I challenge you to take pride in this accomplishment, this data center. Stay focused and let the excitement and enthusiasm of this milestone to never diminish. Let's not look at it now as we have more responsibility. Let's look at it now as we have more ability. More ability to provide for a wider spectrum of need. I'll leave you with a quote from an anonymous healthcare worker I once spoke with. What if it was your family member on the table? This is a simple but powerful statement. Situations are not always that important to us, or at least not until they get personal. This is when there's nothing more important. We need to make every technology situation we encounter, because we have no idea who it may be affecting. Thank you.